Good morning, traders, and this is your Aussie day trade setup for today. So I trust you all had a great holiday yesterday. And before we get started on the charts, you can see we've cracked the 10,000 level, which we did there on Friday, and kind of yesterday was a pretty good day. So let's just get the chart up, and you can see Friday was a fairly good day. Sorry, Thursday was a good day. Friday we didn't trade much at all. Well, didn't trade at all. And yesterday we got a 3.2% return. Okay, a 323, which has now pushed us to the 10 to 6 at the moment. So from here on in, it starts because we're risking our risk to reward. Sorry, our reward gets a lot better. It gets a lot bigger now because 3% of 10 is 300, and we now start growing pretty quickly. Okay, so this is the point where that 7,000 Rand account that we started on starts becoming even bigger. Okay, anyway, enough of that. Friday was a very interesting day because we had a very solid rally, 400 odd points, and I'm anticipating the same today. So let's just get some levels in here because this is the area that we're going to need to break is right over here. And I don't see another. There it is there. There's quite a bit here. Okay, so there are my fractal levels, and let's just put this third one in because that's going to be telling as well. Okay, so each of these fractal levels here, and there's another one there, but no, that's not a fractal. Okay, so these fractals here are my levels, and you can see how price interacts with them, and then I have a level here, which I did reject, and actually rejected the middle one here. So let's just get down to something we can trade. Okay, before we get into this, let's just have a quick look at what's happening at the moment. So right now, Tencent is up 3%. Okay, U.S. markets, the Nasdaq was up almost 1%. S&P was up 0.7%. Just the Dow that was up 0.7% and then fell off to be up 0.36%. European futures at the moment was flat, and that was all because all of a sudden everybody's in love with each other over the trade war. Okay, Rand at the moment 1437. So that's strengthened quite a bit over the last couple of days. So that may hold us back a little bit, but I anticipate we're going to have a gap up, and I wouldn't be too surprised to see a 600 odd point gap, to be honest, through all this mess. So for me, the trend is up. We should be looking for longs. Sorry, this 3 hour, I've got a range bar here. Bit of indecision, quite a bit of indecision after a big gap up. And if you look at the hour, you'll see it even clearer. So up, down, exhaustion bar onto a level. So we first got ambushed here just before the first level, broke through, and the sellers came in on the second level. So ideally, I would like to see us hit this third level, then pull back, and that would be my opportunity for a long entry. Okay, trend is up, should be looking for longs. Simple as that. The 30 minutes, you're going to see rejection, and then the volatility at the US Open. Okay, so I'm still looking at this. Trend is still up, still looking for longs, and I think this last bar is nonsense. 23.30. Yes, this last bar is not true. So our close was up a little bit higher than what we anticipated. So open to close, it was a 500 point daily bar with a small tilted upside. So I'm looking for longs, still looking for longs. If you look at the 12 minutes, potential head and shoulders brewing, but I do believe that if I do this, that will be the trend line that we'll be looking at. And you can see how price is coming in off this level here, 55.84. There's obviously something to the left over here. Is a bit of divergence here. Okay, but it was before a long weekend, so you could basically, you can basically assume it, let it run, and then took profit for the long weekend. Now, that's what most of the traders would have been doing. And then low volumes, which would have given us the volatility towards the close with the US. But the US was very volatile on Friday. Okay, so, and the last thing that we have here is that. So we have a triangle. And if I put that into the Bollinger, not really. I thought we would have had a squeeze there. We got a squeeze brewing, but nothing crazy at the moment. No. Okay. Anyway, let's head to the Ichi and see where we can get some entries. Okay, so 12 minutes is bullish, bullish, bullish. Okay, well, bearish, bullish, bullish. So I would basically be looking at that fractal and that fractal. And we'll see now if that lines up with the 30-minute or the last hour of trading from Friday. So everything is bullish. The half hour is bullish. Doesn't quite line up, but that's still the fractal I want to watch. And there is my last hour of trading, these two bars here. So this range is a good 369 points. So what am I talking about? My first target for the morning is going to be 51,226. And a break below that gives me this previous low of Friday. Okay, so that is kind of my view at the moment. So I'm anticipating a gap up. We've got some resistance. We've got some pretty big resistance ahead of us. So I expect it to be pretty volatile. Hit it, bounce, hit it, bounce, hit it, bounce. Unless we gap above it, then I expect us to come back, buy us a step in off the top of it, and then continue to the upside. Okay, we look at the hour. Trend is up. No reason to be looking for longs except for this inside bar here. But we've got inside bar, engulfing inside bar. A lot of confusion here. I'll still treat this as a range. Okay, and 4 hour, we have had the break of the cloud. Obviously, you'd love to see the break get tested, but everything is bullish right now. Bullish, bullish, bullish. And I suspect that the daily, not quite, but we have broken through the cloud. So possibly gap up, bit of a rally, and then a move back to come and test this cloud. And the other notable factor here is that this trend line here pretty much broke with the gap up on Friday. Okay, so the daily, let's get rid of the noise. The daily is bearish, bearish, bearish. And then we have a bullish warning here. So I do suspect we're going to, the morning session is going to be up. I really do. And possibly a big gap up and then just sideways. And we're not going to get an opportunity to get in. Or a gap up and a big pullback for an opportunity to get in. Okay, so I'm looking for longs, and I'm looking for longs on the break of these two fractals here. Okay, so we're looking for 58.54, and watch out for 51,000 as a target to the upside, and 54.98. And the other thing that I would consider is looking at the closing range strategy. There it is there. So first target there, second target there. And if I come to the weekly, just to see if that lines up with something, you can see a few areas of interest here. Okay, And I think the critical thing on the weekly here is you had a pin bar last week. The week before you had a pin bar. Last week we had this engulfing which closed above Keegerson and Teganson. So I would expect this to continue. There are sellers at the top here. We do have another trend line. We've got that trend line which is broken. And we have another trend line here. So I would expect us back into this area up here. Okay, 51,452. Then I'd expect sellers to step in and then drive it down with another opportunity to get in. And we're looking for those Keegerson Teganson cross on the weekly. If that happens above the cloud, we have a confirmation of a weekly trend change. And that is to the upside. Okay. Anyway, that's my view for now. It's looking for longs, and I'm watching these two levels here. Okay. So 58.54 is the break I'm looking for to the upside. If we do get a break below 54.38, then I suspect targets to the bottom will first be the lower Friday there, and then next target will be this gap close here. Okay, so first target the downside for me would be 50.073, and next target would be 49.697. Okay, anyway guys, I hope that helps, and I will catch you later. Cheers for now.